Peace. Oh, please keep in mind that ease. It's obvious from 𝐋𝐢𝐠𝐡 Media. I'm going to be showing you my content workflow, but also how I'm going to be applying it to my own personal brand so I can go into depth about like the psychology that happens. Because to me, I just want to make growing on social media as easy as possible, right? So I want to be able to teach you how to also think think better about these kinds of concepts that I'm going to be going over. As you can see, like there's a lot of different things, a lot of different moving pieces that you can apply to all of your social media, right? And it's actually not as complicated as it seems, okay? There's a lot of moving pieces here, but if you can just nail these, one by one, then you're going to be in such an amazing place with your social media. And the amazing thing about it is like the amount of opportunities that come in, like when you just start exploding your presence, like the kinds of things that can happen with that is unpredictable. And it's what I mean by that is that it literally allows miracles to come into your lap, okay? Like that's what it means to like basically just absolutely explode your presence across social media and just getting your message seen in front of like millions of people every single month for the last month on my personal brand. So I'm going to be showing you one of the steps. I hit over I think I hit around like 12 million in the last 30 days, and I want to show you basically like why these things are happening, and I can go over exactly like the psychology of these things. Like, so let's look at this real quick. This is the first thing. So resonance, like the first thing I really want to go over is like resonance, like are the topics most relevant to the target audience? Okay, so my target audience is going to be different than yours. Like everyone's going to kind of have this, most people are going to have different audiences, and like the amazing thing about like being a personal brand is that like you can be so many different things, and so you can appeal to such a huge audience. Like Joe Rogan, okay, I'm going on tangents, but like Joe Rogan, he's able, like I want to try to articulate this because I just find this so important. Like Joe Rogan is able to have this podcast, right? And he has all these different subjects that, get discussed. And it's like, you feel like, this discussion is like part of this person's brand, obviously, like it's part of the brand because of the things they're talking about, but it represents them and who they are. So if you can nail like as many different topics as you can, but also staying like having a certain flow rhythm to you, then you can just like take over the world. Take over the world. So let me go back into this. So I hope that is helping you understand like the amazing things that can happen with branding, personal branding. So all right, so let's see. Define my target audience. We'll just look over this as an example. My target audience is like trippy stuff. Like so, my target audience is people who are into like trippy consciousness subjects, stuff like that, spiritual stuff. People that like meditations. People that like questioning, authority, questioning the like the systems, the way that they've been and how they are. So yeah, so there's a lot of different kinds of content here, and I'm just want to go over an example of why like one piece of content of mine worked really well, and then hopefully you can apply this to yourself. So that is my target audience, right? So we're just going over this first step. To have resonance with your audience, you need to have your content aligned to a certain thing, right? So mine is like the trippy stuff and conscious growth stuff. So let's just look at the video. DMT found in the brain. So obviously, this is going along, with my target audience. Why is this also performing maybe so well? Why is it resonating with my target audience? It's because there's a bunch of different factors that play into this video. So this is what is going to be, pivotal as well for you is once you are, presenting your content in front of your target audience, you want to be also as engaging as possible, okay? Like, you need to be as engaging as possible, okay? So this is what I'm going into it right now. Is my content engaging as possible? So like, if you're looking at your account, this is the things that I'm gonna go over is like things you can ask yourself and question yourself, like for your content, like, are you doing these kinds of things, or like, you'll see. So, okay, what we have here are attention grabbing. So first thing is like, you need to attract attention as fast as possible. You know, I have the bold text that stands out right here. You know, this you know, just is really easy to read. And obviously, like, the background too, like the background is super trippy right now, you know what I mean? Spiritual kind of image. You can see me very clearly. You know, these are all different factors that contribute to a really engaging video. As you can see, like, there's different backgrounds happening. You see different kinds of text is coming up on the screen. And what else keeps it more engaging is having a caption that people can read along to while they are watching this video, because you can just read this a million times and watch this a million times. So as you can see, also, like, engaging thing is having articles, different articles come in where I explain, you know, how DMT is found in the brain, right? So I have those different articles. That is another engaging thing. You know, we're switching the scenes. So we have this scene right here, basically, and then we have a scene number 2 coming in right here, okay? So we're changing it completely up. We got the articles and it's highlighted too, so your eyes are just going all over the place. So I don't want to make this video too much longer, but I just want to just go deep into like this certain kind of step so you can just get this down, because I made a video already on my channel which went over all of this. It's like over 30 minutes long, so you can watch that to see the full in-depth look at all of this. So as we're watching this too, like, let's go back to this real quick. As we're hitting, if we're not hitting, you know, this is basically saying, you know, if we're not hitting the target audience, what do? Is you define target audience. So number 2 is you would define the pain points and questions that target audience needs help with. That's what I wrote here. And this is basically, this can be applied in so many ways. So like, this is the thing, like, you want to be able to learn how to think critically. Like, thinking critical is one of the most important things you can do for developing your social media game, okay? So let's look at this. So define pain points and questions that target audience needs help with. If we look at this video, it's like people are really questioning, like, people that my target audience is like, you know, spiritual conscious, people awakening from the matrix, you know what I'm saying? So these people are going to be very interested in content that wants to explore these things further. Like, the thing about being a person who wants to just expand their consciousness is that you're just so inquisitive. You just want to know more. You want to learn more, especially about things that are, you know, breaking the fabrics of reality, right? These are like, that's like a pain point. It's like, you know, the pain point is like, you know, we have this like somewhat rigid system, right? And knowing that, you know, you're possibly knowing that you're just a soul in a physical body means, you know, how can we explore this connection more? How can we explore it? Is by knowing about DMT being found in the brain, which is this is a crazy drug, right? It's a crazy psychedelic, very intense thing, and it's found naturally in the brain. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear that and you're someone who's spiritual, who wants to expand their consciousness, you're like, I want to explore this further. You know, this is wild how there's this connection here. I want to know more, because, you know, people like DMT is like something that can really just, it really alters your consciousness, right? So that's what it does. And people have had, you know, some very profound insights when they've done it, and, you know, very psychedelic. So you could literally do, you know, I'm saying that it's found in the brain, and then I explain how you can actually experience it naturally, right? Because you have these receptors, and by doing meditation, performing meditation, you see, also I explain here like the kinds of experiences that people have had. So I'm explaining, it's like almost like a testimonial of, you know, why this is a cool topic. So yeah, so that is basically how I'm applying this to my own personal profile. I just want to show you, you know, like this video is doing pretty good. It was just posted today, just like 30K. And so like it's resonating really well right now. So I just want to go over a piece of content that's resonating really well right now to explore these steps further, because these are the things, if you literally apply this whole thing, your social media will explode through the roof. Like you're probably gonna need to get yourself a new roof. So okay, so I'm just trying to explain this so you can know how to incorporate this for yourself. So like these topics, these burning questions and ideas for content creation, this is like a step that you would want to do if you feel that, you know, your content does not resonate with your audience, right? So you would want to constrict the topics, you know, burning questions and ideas for content creation. Okay, so just a quick, like, simple thing like that you can do is Ask the Public is a website that you can type in certain topics and it'll give you a bunch of questions that the public is actually wants to know more about. So that's another thing that you can apply for yourself right there. Yeah, so like this is obviously like a burning question. Like how can, someone who's like spiritual and into this stuff, like explore consciousness further? DMT. So that's a burning question, is like, oh my God, like how is it found in the brain? That's the burning question right there. DMT found in the brain. Burning question. How is it found in the brain? That's crazy. You know, it's the hook and I explain it. So yeah, so this is the kind of content that I do, and there's obviously so many different things that you can do to make your videos more engaging, and there's so many, like it's crazy. It's really just limited to your creativity. Like this is just the framework, right? This is like almost like a template, like not, yeah. So it's like it's there's so much more, right? There's so much more, but these are things that you can do to improve your content, right? To make it as engaging as possible so that your content explodes through the roof. And so just wanted to go into a little bit right there, just going over how my content applies to this so you figure out yourself, you know what I mean? You have to learn how to think. And what I'm also wanted to mention is like with the Joe Rogan thing, like, and just what really ultimately what fame can do is that, you know, like learning content is one of the most important, it's one of the most valuable skills that you can have. Like it's really one of the most valuable skills because there's so much psychology that comes into play when you're making content, like, you know, catching people's attention. Like, the world is literally built off of catching attention, right? Like all the money is, in attention, right? It's attention. Everything is attention. Like everything you buy, that is your attention being bought, right? So if you can learn how to resonate with people, get people's attention, resonate with, your target audiences, the people that just really rock with you, the people that just really resonate with your stuff, like the things that can happen are just, it's unbelievable, right? So it's just such a valuable skill to have because you can apply it in so many different fields, especially marketing. You can apply this in almost like every marketing field. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna go over with you in this video because we're at the 15-minute mark. I didn't want to make this too long, just wanted to go explain this. So anyways, if you have any questions, please drop your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe and like the video so it gets pushed out to more people so we can help make growing on social media easier, or not easier but simple, right? How can we make growing on social media simple? All psychology.